Look at that thing. This is as of Wednesday night. And finally, this is the day where it's almost completely healed, even though it looks like crud. But it doesn't hurt anymore at all. It's Thursday, March 13th, but why am I wasting your time with dates and lip wounds? We have big news! Flippin' Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows is totally being split into 2 films. So the first starting of the movie 7 confirmation started with the author of the Giver, Lois Lowry, when she confirmed on her blog that Yates was going to direct it, and we were all like, yeah, he's totally going to direct it. Then Matt Lewis was at Collector Mania, and he was like, yeah, it's going to be 2 films, and we're like, Matt, you're spoiling news. I guess he got thrown off because just a few hours later, the LA Times confirmed that it was going to be split into 2 parts, and that David Yates was officially going to direct it. Warner Brothers obviously gave LA Times an exclusive a few hours before, because today they released an official press release where they announced both things. And then a few hours ago, just like 2 or 3, maybe 1, an interview with Steve Kloves popped online about this whole thing. And apparently they had serious discussions about, doing this with movie 4. Movie 4, but not movie 5. Then again, Clovis didn't really work on movie 5, so maybe that's why he didn't mention it. So they're all saying it's not for money. I agree with the people making the movie, not with Warner Brothers, about that statement. They are totally in it for the money. But Heyman, Yates, and Cloves, they're totally doing this for artistic reasons, and it makes me have hope for the film franchise. Hope that I used to have, and somehow still have after all this time of just error after error. Just a lot of disappointment. Okay, so let's read what he has to say. I'm sure some will think we're crazy. My wife looked at me a bit cross-eyed when I first mentioned it. Dude, I would look at you cross-eyed. I'm really excited about it because it should allow us to stretch a bit with the characters and give them the proper send-off. The story is highly emotional in those moments of their time to breathe, and personally I feel we owe it to Joe in order to preserve the integrity of the work and the fans for their loyalty all these years. To give them the best and most complete experience, I'd love to do it in 3 parts. 3. I'm good with 2. 3 is taking a bit overboard, especially since I didn't want it split in 2. Before you get angry, I wanted it 4 hours long with an intermission if they were so worried about making it too long. I'm a fan of the way Lord of the Rings did it, okay? But oh my gosh, I still prefer this to the idea of just a 2-hour movie that is horrible. And David Heyman quotage. Unlike every other book, you cannot remove elements of this book. About freaking time. You can remove scenes of Ron playing Quidditch from the 5th book. You can remove Hermione and Spew and those subplots. But with the 7th, that can't be done. Oh, and Dan was like, the 7th book doesn't really have any subplots. It's one driving, pounding story from old girl. Thank you, Daniel Radcliffe. Thank you. So, I guess with Cloves saying all this stuff, it means he's finally going to redeem himself for that Prisoner of Azkaban mishap with the Marauders. And oh my gosh, David Yates is going to direct 3. Actually, technically 4. Of the movies, and no one has ever directed more than 2. This thing has become David Yates' baby. Oh, and I'm so happy because I think David Yates is the best director so far. You know what this means? That means we not only get an 8th book, the encyclopedia, but we get an 8th movie, Deathly Hallows Part 2. Oh my gosh, I had originally planned to talk about, like Horton Hears a Who, because that comes out tomorrow. Oh wait, I can't now because I'm so geeking out over this. So since I have absolutely no more time left, I'll see maybe someone tomorrow. I have to record a podcast now because of this, and go see Horton Hears a Who, because a person's a person, no matter how small.